it's much more like second.
No, it's
And
still
then what I like about Reggie,
but the third time you come out, you go,
alright, it is
Okay.
Yeah.
We are rolling.
You're rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody hours.
Listen up!
Okay. So the plan here at the moment is for everybody, even if you are comfortable and you have your lines memorized, scripts in hand. I want you guys to be able to get your lines and your cues exactly right. So reading from your scripts, reading your notes, I'm going to try and keep track as much as possible. This time through, Beata, I don't want you anything at this. It's, since they've all got their scripts in hand, they don't need that. You know, love you. The point here is that we are going to try and have a recording that everybody can use as a study guide from here on out. I am going to try and call out scenes. So I'll say like Act 1, Scene 1, Act 1, Scene 2, Act 1, Scene 3, so that the video or the recording is indexed. Alessandra, if possible, maybe we can break it at the indexes so people can save just their scenes.
Can do.
As a way to be able to enhance their studying. Deliver your lines with enough volume, because the microphone is over here, right? And as much as you are going to be delivering them. So in character as much as possible, because those sounds make a difference as well. If there is a sound cue for entering, like knocking or things like that, just throw it in there. Throw it in there. If it's, let's do it this way. If it's a sound cue you are listening for, don't rely on somebody else to deliver it. Just deliver it. That way you know, and we're good. So if you're listening for when there's laughter over there, just do the laughter. Or if you're listening for the knock, you're going to do the knock. You know, that kind of thing. I think that is pretty much all. Oh, don't worry about speed, right? Say the line with diction, with clarity, and with pace that makes sense. Some of us have a tendency to speak a little faster than others. Oh, and I'm looking at you. And I want you to be able to hear yourself on the recording and get your diction right.
Absolutely.
And I think that is pretty much it. My plan is, yes.
You want pauses when people are doing non-verbal stuff?
Yes. A little bit of a pause is good. Don't worry about too much. Just a moment, you know. In fact, if you're doing a pause for something like that, go.
Gesture or something.
Yeah, just give us a, beat, beat, beat. Now I'm doing the next thing. And then what was this? Oh, okay. Then when we're done with this, I want to focus on a couple of specific scenes. We'll take a lunch break, and then we will do as much dress costume run through as possible. Okay? All right. We are running. So, blah, 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 blah. Cope.
I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very nearby this, not 3 leagues off.
I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio?
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
Roar! I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none in the army of any sort.
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh. He's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed, I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service in these wars, and a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady, but what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtue.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with one. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
I see, lady, that the gentleman is not in your book.
No, an he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young squire now that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most often in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang about him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him 1,000 pounds ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
Bing bong. Don Pedro is approaching.
Good Signor Leonardo, are you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid it at all costs, but you encounter it.
Trouble came to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides, and happiness takes his leave.
Well, you embrace your charge too willingly. But I think that this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no, for then you were a child.
You have the full of it, Benedict. Truly, the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are very like your honorable father.
If Signor Leonardo be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she hath such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is certain that I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I loved none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind. Some gentleman or other shall escape a predestined scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep your ways in God's name, I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
Claudio, Benedict, my dear friend Leonardo hath invited you all. I tell him that we shall stay here at least a month, and he heartily prays on some occasion that may detain us further.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. And let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please it your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonardo, we'll go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonardo?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me, as an honest man should do, for my simple, true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, faith, methinks she's too low for high praise, too brown for fair praise, and too little for great praise. Only this commendation can I afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but that she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her, that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it in.
In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I'd scarce trust myself, though I had sworn to the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Oh, it's come to this! Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again?
What secret hath held you here that you followed not Leonatus?
Oh, I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
Oh, I charge thee on thy allegiance.
Oh, on my allegiance. Oh, mark you this, on my allegiance. He is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Oh, amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I spoke my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
Oh, that she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in despite of beauty.
That a woman conceived me, well, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me.
I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
Well, as they say, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as they write, "Here is a good horse to hire." Let them signify under my sign, "Here you may see Benedict, the married man."
Well, you will temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonatus, commend me to him, and tell him that I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
Oh, I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I leave you.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it any hard lesson that will do thee good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No hero, but no child, but hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord. When you went onward on this endless action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, saying, I liked her ere I went to wars.
If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her.
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion.
I know that we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair hero that I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force of my amorous tale. Then, after, to her father will I break, and the conclusion is that she shall be thine. Come, let us put it into practice presently. Act 1, Scene 2.
How now, sister?
Brother, I can tell you strange news that you have yet not dreamt of.
Are they good?
The prince and Count Claudio were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The prince confided with Claudio that he loved your daughter and meant to acknowledge it this night in a dance. And if he found her accordant, he meant to instantly break with you of it.
Hath the fellow any wit that told you of this?
A good sharp fellow.
We will hold it as a dream till it appear itself, but I will acquaint my daughter withal, that she may be better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Go you and tell her of it. Scene 3.
Yeah, Act 1, Scene 3.
What's good year, my lord? Why are you so out of measure sad?
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yes, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without content and controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace. Whence it is impossible you should take true root by the fair weather that you make yourself.
I'd rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. Though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would fight. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
Ha! I make all use of it, for I use it only. What news, Verrocchio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Marriott is on your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Marry on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
Ah, very forward march, chick.
I overheard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him in any way, I will bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. There cheers the greater that I am subdued. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Act 2, Scene 1.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing, and the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
By my troth, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue. In faith, she's too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way, for it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed he sends none.
So by being too cursed, God will send you no horns?
For the which blessing I am at God upon my knees every morning and evening.
Well, niece, I trust you will be guided by your father.
Yes, Faith. It is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
Well, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer. The revelers are entering, sister. Make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly, and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company?
I may say so when I please.
And when please you to say so?
When I like your favor. For God defend the lute should be like the case.
Speak low if you speak of love.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon.
Nor will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales? Well, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
Did he never make you laugh?
Oh, I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I am sure he is in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. Oh. We must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I will leave them at the next turning.
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero and has withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
Oh, you know me well. I am he.
Ah, Senor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too. He swore it. He swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedict. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things save the office and affairs of love.
Count Claudio. Oh wait, I forgot the. Au, Minari de Messina. Woo! Ah, Count Claudio.
Yeah, same.
Come, go with me. The prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Oh, did you think the prince would have used you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Oh, alas, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my Lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me. Prince's fool. Ha! Well, it may be that I go under that title because I am merry. Well, I am not so reputed. It is the base disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Senor, where is the Count? Did you see him?
I did, my lord, though I found him melancholy. Well, I told him true. I think your grace had got the goodwill of this young hero.
Well, the Lady Beatrice have a quarrel with you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak with what one green leaf would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking that I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling chest upon chest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. Come, talk not of her.
Oh, look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the Antipodes that you devised to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you the length of Prester John's foot, do you any embassage anywhere, fetch you fetch you a hair off the great Frederick of Holland's beard, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me.
Oh, none but to desire your good company.
Oh, God. Sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Senor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lented me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single one. Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
Oh, you have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor merry nor well, but civil Count. Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true, though I'll be sworn if it be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I have brokered with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count. 'Tis your cue.
Silence is the most perfect herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you, and I dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin. Or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord. I thank it, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey-ho for a husband.
Oh, Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
Well, I'd rather have one of your father's begetting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord. Unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is far too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Oh, your silence most offends me. To be merry best becomes you, for out of question you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord. My mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look into those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle. By your grace's pardon?
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is neither sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then. For I have heard my daughter say she hath often dreamt of unhappiness, and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
No, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Claudio, when mean you to go to the church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence just 3 night, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it if you 3 will minister assistance.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
Benedict is not the unhopefulest of husbands that I know. I will teach you to humor your cousin that she shall fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your 2 helps, will so practice on Benedict that in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid will no longer be an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you of my drift. Act 2, Scene 2.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry that daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Oh, any bar, any cross, any impediment shall be medicinal to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him how he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio to a contaminated stale such as one Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Act 2, Scene 3.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how another man is a fool when he dedicates his behavior to love, will become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music in him but the drum and the fife. Now he'd rather hear the tabor and the pipe. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. Now he's turned to orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet. Just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But to all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, well that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color it pleases God. Ah, the Prince and Monsieur Love. I will hide me.
See you where Benedict hath hid himself.
Oh, very well, my lord.
Come hither, Leonardo. What was it you told of me today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom in all outward behavior she seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Well, I would have thought her spirit was invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit?
Oh, God, counterfeit? There was never counterfeit of passion come so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion does she show?
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
I should think this is a gull, but that the good Leonardo speaks it. Knavery cannot sure hide himself in such reverence.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and she swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. So your daughter says, "Shall I?" says she, "that have so often countered him with scorn, write him and tell him that I love him." And then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. "Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience."
She doth indeed. My daughter says so. And the ecstasy hath so much overborne her that my daughter is sometimes afeard she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
Well,
It were good that Benedict knew of it by some other, if she will not discover it herself.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
She's an excellent sweet lady, and she is virtuous.
And she is exceedingly wise.
In everything except loving Benedict.
I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle.
I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have foregone all other respects and made her half myself. I pray you, tell Benedict of it, and hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks that she will die if he love her not. And she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it, for the man hath a contemptible spirit. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedict and tell him of her love?
Oh, never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out, with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If he dote not upon her on this, I'll never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net spread for Beatrice, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. Let us send her to call him in to dinner.
This this can be no trick. Oh, the conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems their affections have their full bent. Love me. Why, it must be requited. Oh, I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she would rather die than give any sign of affection. Well, I must not seem proud. Happy are they that can hear their distractions and put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth, I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. Oh, by my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I have railed so long against marriage, but doth not the appetite alter? Well, a man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips, sentences, and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. Oh, by this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love on her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then?
Nay, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point. You have no stomach, Signor? Fare you well.
Huh. Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. Oh, there's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for these thanks than you took pains to thank me. Well, that's as much to say any pains I take for you as easy as thanks. Oh, if I do not take pity on her, I am a villain. I will go get her picture.
Act 3, Scene 1.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, our talk must only be of Benedict. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Now begin.
Fear you not my part of the dialogue.
No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new-trothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they love Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full, as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
O God of love, I know he doth deserve as much may be yielded to a man. But nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look upon, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all else matters seem weak. She cannot love, nor take shape nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. And therefore, certainly, it were not good she knew his love, lest she'll make sport of it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly.
Yet tell her of it. See what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his affections.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy, always accepted, my dear Claudio.
I pray you be not angry with me, madam, speaking my fancy. Signor Benedict for shape, for bearing, argument, and valor goes foremost in report through Italy.
He indeed hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it, ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in, I'll show thee some attires, and have thy counsel which is best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's lying, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some cupids kill with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reporting thee.
Act 3, Scene 2. I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then I go toward Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be as great a soil on the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat and forbid him to wear it. Oh, I will only be bold with Benedict for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot he is all mirth.
Gallant, I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
Oh, old Signor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Ursula have bid this play their parts with Beatrice, and then the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good den, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you. Yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I will now manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart has helped to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
Why? What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you the lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she. Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight, and you shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight why I should not marry her tomorrow, in the congregation where I should wed, there I will shame her.
And, as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage you no further till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
Act 3, Scene 3.
Are you a good man and true?
Yea, or else it were pity but he should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for him, if he should have any allegiance in him, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, Give him his charge, neighbor Dogberry.
This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrom men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
And how if they will not stand?
Why, then, take no note of him, but let him go, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and you are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. Well, you are to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
And how if they will not?
Why, then, let them alone till they are sober.
Well, sir?
If you meet a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more your honesty.
If I know him to be a thief, shall I not lay hand upon him?
Truly, by your office you may, but I think those that touch pitch will be defiled. Squeak!
Oh.
The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is, and steal out of your company. Huh? Well, Watcher, good night. And there be any matter of way chances, call up me. Come, neighbor.
Well, I hear my charge. I will sit here upon the church bench till 2 and then to bed.
One word more, honest neighbor. I pray you watch about Signor Leonato's door. For the wedding being there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
Conrad!
Peace. Stir not.
Conrad, I say!
Here, man. I'm at thy elbow, and now forward with thy tale.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Therefore, know I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask if it were possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will.
I know that villain. He's been a vile thief these 7 years. He goes up and down like a gentleman. I know his name.
But know that tonight I have wooed Margaret, the lady hero's gentlewoman. I had her lead me out her mistress' window, bid me 1,000 times good night. I tell this how poorly. I should first tell thee how the prince and Claudio, slanted, placed, and possessed by our master Don John, saw far up in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they, Margaret, was hero?
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio. But the devil our master knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, and partly by the dark night which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander Don John had made. Away went Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her as is appointed, and there before the whole congregation shame her and send her home without a husband.
Hold! I charge you in the prince's name, stand. Master Constable! We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that was ever known in the Commonwealth.
Masters.
Never speak. We charge you. Let us obey you to go with us.
Come, we'll obey you.
Act 3, Scene 4.
Come. What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, has taken a couple as errant and knaves as any in Messina.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take the examination yourself and bring it to me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be suffragance.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
My lord, They stay for you to give your daughter to her husband.
I'll wait upon them. I'm ready.
Go, good partner, go get you to the sexton. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn to the jail. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you. Only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication, and meet me at the jail.
Act 4, Scene 1.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any count?
I dare make his answer. None.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her to me.
What have I to give you back whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She is but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how like a maid she blushes here. Would you not swear, all of you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? She is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married. Not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity...
I know what you would say. That if I had known her, you will say that she did embrace me as a husband, and so extenuate the forehand sin. But no, Leonardo! I never tempted her with words too large, but as a brother to his sister, showed her bashful sincerity, comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
You seem to me as Diana in an orb, as chaste as the bud ere it be blown, but you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord so well that he does speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored to have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
Leonardo, let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
What man talked with you yesternight outside your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now if you are a maid, answer me this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then you are no maiden. Leonardo, I am sorry you must hear. Upon my honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her, at that hour last night talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, fie, they're not to be named, my lord, not to be spoke of. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much mismanagement.
Oh, hero, what a hero hadst thou been if half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of the heart. Fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure impiety, thou impious purity.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
Come, let us go, brother. These things come thus to light, thus smother her spirit up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle. Hero. Uncle. Benedict.
O fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that ever may be wished for.
Oh, how now, cousin Hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not open thine eyes. Grieved I had but one child, one too many by thee. Why have I one? Why wast thou ever so lovely in my eyes?
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am attired in wonder. I know not what to say.
On my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I have this past 12 months been her bedfellow.
Confirmed? Confirmed. Would the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who loved her so that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears? Hence from her, let her die.
Hear me a little. By noting of the lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face. 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness beat away those blushes. And in her eye there hath appeared a fire to burn the errors that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool if this sweet lady be not guiltless here, under some biting error. Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that to accuse me, I know none. If I know more than any man alive, than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. My father, prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature? Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There must be some strange misunderstanding in the princes.
Two of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lives in John the bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villains.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the princes have left for dead. Let her be kept a while secretly inside.
And what will that do?
When Claudio hears that she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into the study of his imagination, and every organ of her lovely life shall come apparelled in more precious habit than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn and wish he had not so accused her. No, though he thought his accusation true.
Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day is perhaps only prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I would not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Oh, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is that not strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I loved nothing so well as you, but believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it, I protest I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest that I loved you.
Do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. May I pray you let me go?
Beatrice!
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Well, is Claudio thine enemy?
Is it not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What? Bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh, God, that I were a man. I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out of a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties. Surely a princely testimony, a goodly count. Oh, that I were a man for his sake. Or that I had any man would be a friend. Any friend would be a man for my sake. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
As sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so, farewell.
Act 4, Scene 2.
Is our whole assembly appeared?
Which be the malefactors?
Yea, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Baracchio.
Pray write down Baracchio. Yours? Sirrah?
I am a gentleman. My name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Sir, I say to you, we are not.
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yea, Mary, that's the aptest way. Let the watch come forth. Watcher, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, Sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. What? This is flat perjury to call a prince's brother a villain.
Master, sir.
What heard you him say else?
That he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the Lady Hero wrongful.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean, upon his words, to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this manner refused, and upon the grief of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinioned.
Off, coxcomb.
God's my life, where's the sexton? Let him write down the prince's officer coxcomb. Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Away. You are an ass. You are an ass.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass. But, masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it be not written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. I'll have you know that I am a wise fellow, and which is more an officer, and which is more a householder, and which is more
as pretty a piece of flesh as any in Messina.
Bring him away. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass.
Act 5, Scene 1.
If you continue thus, you will kill yourself.
I pray thee cease thy counsel, which falls onto mine ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Bring me a father who that so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and of him I will gather patience. I pray thee peace.
Yet bend not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There, you speak reason. I will do so. My soul doth tell me that Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know. And so shall the prince, and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Oh, here come the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good den.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonato.
Some haste, my lord. Well, very well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, always one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Thou dost wrong him, thou dissembler, thou!
I say thou hast belied mine innocent child, and she lies, thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors in a tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
Oh, my lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare.
Oh, wait. I'll not have to do with you.
Canst thou so toy with me? Thou hast killed my child, and if thou kill me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
Shall kill two of us, as I am more man than he. God knows I love my niece, and she is dead, slandered to death by villains that dare as well answer a man indeed as I do take a serpent by the tongue. Apes, braggarts, jacks, milksops, Libby liver, boy!
Hold! Both of you! We will not wait your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor she was charged with nothing but was true and full of proof.
My lord!
I will
my
not
lord!
hear!
No? Come, sister, away. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
Here comes the man we seek.
Now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You are almost come in time to part a fray.
We'd like to have had our two noses snapped off by two bothersome siblings.
I came to seek you both.
Well, we've been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy and would fain have it beaten away. Wouldst thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
by this light he changes more and more, I think he'd be angry indeed.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain, a chestnut. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. However, I must discontinue your company.
Why for?
Your brother, the bastard, is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackwit there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with you.
I believe him to be in earnest.
Most profound earnest, and I'll warn you for the love of Beatrice.
And he hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
But soft, did he not say that my brother was fled? How now? 2 of my brother's men bound, Baracchio 1. Officers, what offense has these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do you hear me, and let this count kill me? I have deceived even your very eyes. What wisdoms you could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the lady hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court her maid Margaret in Hero's window. My villainy they have upon record, which I would rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison while he uttered it.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our sexton have reformed Signor Leonato of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify, when time and place shall serve, that I am an ass.
Here comes Master Signor Leonato and his sister.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes, that when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you would know your wronger, look upon me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Here stand a pair of honorable men, and a third is fled that had a hand in it.
I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose to me what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. It sinned I not, but in mistaking.
By my soul nor I. And yet to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you, my daughter, live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here how innocent she died. Tomorrow morning, come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My sister hath a daughter, almost the copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
I do embrace your offer. Dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow, then, I will expect your coming. Tonight, I take my leave.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in this punishment.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverent youth, and I praise God for you.
There's for thy pains. Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with you, your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself, for the example of others. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, lords, farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail. Act 5, Scene 2.
Pray thee, sweet Mistress Ursula, deserve well at my hand by calling Beatrice to me. Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, but stay till then.
Well, then is spoken. Fare you well now. And yet, ere I go, let me go with that which I came for, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Yeah, foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of its right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge. And either I will shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. And I pray thee, now tell me, for which of my bad parts did thou first fall in love with me?
For them altogether, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. And there I will leave you too, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. There's great turmoil at home. It's proven my lady hero hath been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John, the author of it all, is gone and fled. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Act 5, Scene 3.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are the prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debated.
Well, I'm glad that all things sort so well.
So am I, being else by faith enforced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw into your chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither veiled. The prince and Claudio promised by this hour to visit me. You know your office, sister. You must be the mother to your brother's daughter, and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me, or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonato, truth it is, good Signor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
And I, my daughter, lent her. 'Tis most true.
And I do, with an eye of love, requite her.
The sight whereof I think if you had from me, and from Claudio, and the prince. But what is your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is your good will may stand with ours, this day to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage, in which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here come the prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my sister's daughter?
I'll hold my mind.
Call her forth, sister. Here's the friar ready.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she, and I do give you to her.
Why then she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not, till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand before this holy friar, and if you like of me, I am your husband.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero!
Nothing more certain. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero. Hero who was dead.
She died, my lord, but only while her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify? When, after the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death. Meantime, let wonder seem familiar, and let us presently to the chapel.
Soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
What? Well, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore they did. They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore that you were well nigh dead for me.
Oh, 'tis no such matter. Then you do not love me.
No, truly. But in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her, for here's a paper written in his own hand. A halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affections and to Benedict.
Ooh. A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee. But in this light, I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace! I will stop your mouth. I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of wit-crackers could not flout me out of my humor. In brief, since I do intend to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it, and therefore never flout at me for what I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing. That is my conclusion.
My lord, your brother John has taken flight and has just now been brought by armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. We'll strike up music. Let's dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterward.
First, upon my word, therefore play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife.
And
Okay. Okay, crash bang. What do we got here? I don't care about that. Go away. Okay, 1 hour.